Good day, you're watching the Pna Headlines. Here are today's top stories. As parts of the country prepare for heavy rains and possible flooding from a low-pressure area and the southwest monsoon or habagat, the Department of Agriculture or DA assures it is ready to support farmers and fishers who may be affected ahead of the bad weather. The DA's Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Unit reports that various agricultural inputs are on standby for distribution through its regional field offices. These include rice, corn and high-value crop seeds, medicines for livestock and poultry, and even fish stocks. Affected farmers may also avail of loans from the Agricultural Credit Policy Council up to 25,000 pesos interest-free, payable within 3 years. Additional support will come from the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation and the Quick Response Fund for Rehabilitation and Recovery. Meanwhile, the National Food Authority is releasing over 2.3 million bags of rice stocks for disaster relief. The DA says its regional operations centers are closely monitoring commodity prices and supplies nationwide. According to PEZA, a low-pressure area or LPA was last spotted 1,150 kilometers east of extreme northern Luzon, moving northeast at 25 kilometers per hour. The State Weather Bureau notes that the LPA has a low chance of intensifying into a tropical depression. However, its trough is expected to bring scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Ifugao, and Benguet. Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Camarines Norte, and Camarines Sur will also see scattered rains due to habagat. The rest of the country may experience isolated rain showers due to localized thunderstorms. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. visited Aurora province on Monday to distribute emergency assistance and healthcare support to residents. In Baler, the president led the distribution of emergency cash aid to tourism workers whose livelihoods were hit by recent typhoons. Over 1,000 beneficiaries each received more than 11,000 pesos under the Bayanihan sa Bukas na May Pag-asa sa Turismo program or BBMT. The initiative is a joint effort of the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Department of Tourism. President Marcos Jr. described tourism workers as vital partners in Aurora's local industry, driven by hospitality and natural attractions. He stressed the importance of helping them recover quickly from disasters to sustain community growth. Nearly 200,000 workers in the province were affected by recent typhoons. The DSWD has scheduled simultaneous payouts in other municipalities from September 2 to 5. The president also led the Yaman ng Kalusugan or YAKAP caravan at the Aurora National High School. More than 500 students, teachers, and school staff availed of free medical services, including consultations, eye checkups, lab tests, and cancer screening. Each beneficiary is entitled to up to 20,000 pesos worth of prescription medicines annually. The caravan is part of the Class Plus program or clinics for learners, access to school health services, a collaboration of the Department of Education, PhilHealth, the Department of Health, and private partners like One Life Philippines. Meanwhile, the Department of Agriculture is urging lawmakers for an enforcement powers to bolster the government's drive against agricultural smuggling. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. wants amendments to Republic Act 12022 or the Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act. He pointed out that the law does not give the DA direct authority to go after perpetrators, forcing the agency to rely on the Bureau of Customs. Tiu Laurel stressed that smuggling is economic sabotage that seriously hurts local farmers and fishers. From January 2024 to July of 2025, the DA Inspectorate and Enforcement seized 3.78 billion pesos worth of illegally imported agri-fishery products and blacklisted 20 importers, including 13 unlicensed ones. Despite these measures, the agency confiscated another 953 million pesos worth of smuggled goods alone this year. The DA is also asking to raise the value threshold for smuggling cases to qualify as economic sabotage. Under the current law, agricultural smuggling is classified as economic sabotage if the value exceeds 10 million pesos or just 1 million for such items such as sugar, corn, pork, poultry, garlic, onion, carrots, fish, and other vegetables. The National Commission of Senior Citizens, or NCSC, is reassuring the public of its strong commitment to protect the welfare of older Filipinos, citing the successful implementation of the expanded Centenarians Act. In an interview with Bagong Pilipinas Ngayon, NCSC Chairperson and CEO Dr. Mary Jean Loreche said the agency has put systems in place to guarantee transparency and accountability in the distribution of benefits with trained personnel deployed in regional offices.
And so I believe na yung mga tao natin, ang actual nagbibigay nito it's not being coursed through anywhere, neither is it being through any PayMaya or GCash. Alam mo, tuwang-tuwa ang mga nakatatanda pag binibilang mo yung pera sa harapan nila at nahahawakan nila. Again, there's a psychological effect on it. But so happy to say na masaya talaga yung ating mga older persons dahil na-realize nila, mahal pala sila ng ating gobyerno.
Under the expanded Centenarians Act, senior citizens now receive 100,000 pesos upon turning 80, 90, and 100, unlike the previous law which provided the incentive only at age 100. The measure aims to ensure that more elderly Filipinos can enjoy the cash incentives while they are still alive and are able to use it. Beyond cash benefits, the Commission is also developing programs to health and livelihood for senior citizens. Applications continue to be accepted through local senior citizens affairs offices, social welfare offices, and the NCSC's regional and central offices. In our business news, the Philippine Economic Zone Authority, or PEZA, has reclassified its tourism economic zone in Pampanga as a mixed-use special economic zone, opening the door for additional businesses in emerging sectors. This move is part of PEZA's strategic efforts to attract transformative investments and develop future-ready economic zones across the country. Under the agreement, the newly reclassified special economic zone will cater to a range of sectors including tourism, manufacturing, agro-industrial, and information technology, all within one sustainable development framework. The reclassification will also position the South Korean-led Hann Reserve as a world-class master plan destination where diverse industries can converge. Once operational, the project is set to create significant investments, generate quality jobs, and unlock opportunities for local communities, further establishing Pampanga as a premier growth hub in Luzon. Meanwhile, AirAsia Philippines has announced the reopening of 2 international and 3 domestic routes from Mactan Cebu Airport starting November 15. The airline will be utilizing its A320 aircraft for flights connecting Cebu to Iloilo and Caticlan domestically, as well as to Kuala Lumpur and Macau internationally. Tickets for these routes will be available for booking this September 3 via the AirAsia website or the Move app. In a statement, AirAsia Philippines President Suresh Banga emphasized the airline's recognition of Cebu as a key hub for both domestic and international leisure markets, driving growth in the region. He also noted that Cebu continues to show strong market demand, with 5.1 million tourists recorded in Region 7 in 2024, according to the Department of Tourism. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under Pna News. I am William Theo. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.